UK Chancellor Kwasi Kwarteng outlines the mini-budget in the UK House of Commons as we speak. While unveiling the budget, Kwarteng pledged to turn the cycle of economic stagnation into a cycle of growth, as the pound has hit a new 37-year low against the dollar. The new UK government's plans to cap soaring energy bills for households and businesses will cost about £60 billion or $68 billion in the first 6 months. The UK Chancellor has so far announced the biggest tax cut since 1988. That would be funded by a sharp rise in borrowing. In a departure from Boris Johnson's economic policies, Kwarteng will scrap plans to push up taxes to pay for public services in a bid to boost the slow economy. The move marks a major change of direction for the government under new Prime Minister Liz Truss and comes in the backdrop of Bank of England's warning that the UK may already be in recession. Remember, the mini-budget comes at a time when the UK citizens are reeling under an escalating cost of living crisis.
Granted.
And for more on this, we are now being joined by our correspondent, Alex Isaac from London. Hello to you, Alex. Can you sum up the major announcements of the mini-budget unveiled by the new UK government?
There will be a lot of tax cuts, it seems, for businesses. That's what we've heard today. And a lot of people will be asking themselves, what exactly is this new government going to do for me, the public, and the cost of living? Of course, we already know that the energy cap was going to be fixed at £2,500. That hasn't changed. But the new things that have come out are a stamp duty for any properties, no more stamp duty for any properties over £258,000 to £450,000. Now that means that the lower income houses will still have to pay stamp duty. So it does seem like a lot of the cuts that Kwasi Kwarteng, the Chancellor, has put in are for the businesses and those of higher earners as well. There's also a cut to income tax, which again will put more money into the pockets of those higher earners. Now, from all of the tax that we've heard today, all the cuts that we've heard today, it does really seem that the government is more focused on growth, and that's growth from higher earners, from bankers. There's no longer a cap on bankers' bonuses, and they're saying that this is because they want to try and get more investment into the country. They want banks to consider the UK when they're thinking about new places to pop up, and they believe that this type of economics, when the money is going to those higher earners and the big banks, will then trickle down to the rest of the country. However, this kind of economics is a little bit, or everyone's a bit wary about it, because it is the people that are on the lower income that will need to get those extra benefits, and that's not what we're really seeing here today. Of course, Labour has already said in the comments, they tried to fight back and say, well, hold on, this is what the Conservatives have been fighting for the last 12 years, but a change does need to happen. Bank of England, as you rightly said, has already suggested that we already may be in a recession, so growth is needed. Whether or not this is the best way to go, it will be interesting to see. There's no duty tax on alcohol at the moment either, and a few of the other bonuses, again, there's no corporation tax, but they're for businesses. So it's for businesses, there's no corporation tax, and there's basic rate income tax as well. So it's going to be a quite interesting 6 months ahead. That £60 billion of borrowing that we're going to be seeing is likely to also push inflation rates up.
Right, Alex, thank you very much for joining us with all the latest.
WION, now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.